The chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Dr. Yahaya, has called on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (Efcc) to go after any aspirant that purchases the presidential form of the All Progressive Congress (APC). Recall that the ruling party on Wednesday announced that its forms for presidential ticket will be sold at 100 million naira, governorship 50 million naira, Senate 20 million naira, House of Representatives 10 million naira, and State Houses of Assembly 2 million naira. Those that have declared to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari in the APC include APC National Leader Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amaechi, Minister of Labour and Employment Dr. Chris Ngige, Governor Yahaya, Bello of Kogi State, and others. Reacting in a statement through his Special Assistant on Communication and Strategy, Simon Imobom Tiswam, Ayu said the APC is planning to inflict more pains on Nigerians. He said, pegging of her APC nomination forms at 100 million naira, 50 million naira, 20 million naira, and so on cast the ruling All Progressive Congress APC in the image of rogues and hypocrites. Nigerians can all see that the APC is a fragmented alliance put together to capture power and inflict maximum pain on Nigerians, including their own members. The PDP chairman said Nigerians will recall how, in 2014, General Muhammadu Buhari, now president and leader of the APC, told Nigerians that he had to borrow 27 million naira to buy his nomination form. The same man, as leader of his party, now has sanctioned the sale of the same form at 100 million naira. I'm told that's an increase of 370%. But in 2014, the PDP was in power and the economy was still booming. The incompetent APC presidency has now run the economy aground, making Nigeria the poverty capital of the world. How then can impoverished APC aspirants buy nominations at such prohibitively high cost? And yet, only recently, he preached equal opportunity to them, he said. Ayu said, by this latest insensitive action, the APC has disenfranchised thousands of youths and dashed the hopes of millions of Nigerian youth who applauded Buhari when he signed the not too young to run bill law in 2018. He added that it is most insensitive and mind-boggling. In fact, all those buying the 100 million naira and 50 million naira nomination forms should be investigated for fraud. We, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), are different. We are a mass movement from the Nigerian people. This is why our nomination fees are soft and democratic. When you compare us with the APC, the difference is clear. This is why we must return to power to save Nigerians from this insensitive government. For APC, we know their slogan that if you join the All Progressive Congress APC, your sins are forgiven. This EFCC that Ayu is calling to investigate any APC aspirant, any presidential aspirant that purchases its form for 100 million naira. The EFCC, we know it's Buhari's EFCC because they've said it that if you join their party, your sins are forgiven. And if you pull away from their party, EFCC comes after you. We've seen many politicians who have left the People's Democratic Party because EFCC was at their door, knocking on their door always. And as soon as they moved camp, as soon as they moved on into the APC fold, we've not heard anything. Everything has died down. Everything has gone quiet. We know what happens. Although they claim that they are fighting corruption, that was the same thing Wike told President Muhammadu Buhari, that there's no point. Let's just disband all the anti-graft agencies, or the anti-corruption agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. There is no need. If after the EFCC goes after them, they go to court, they get prosecuted, and they get their judgment, they get sentenced after a couple of months or after a few period. Either you make a story, bring a story for them to come out, or presidential pardon. The one that sparked this massive reaction recently, the presidential pardon given to two former governors. What about the one of the former Abia State governor, Orji Uzor Kalu? We know EFCC dragged him to court for fraud and spending the state's money. He was already in jail. He was in prison. He was in Keju prison. After a while, the Supreme Court overturned the judgment. But they are claiming that they did not overturn the charges, so that EFCC shouldn't worry that the case will be revisited. How long has it been now? And is that same Orjius Okalu um, who has declared his intentions to run? He wants to run for presidency. Fraud allegations on his head. Supreme Court claims that the judge who sat for the case he is not a senior judge or shouldn't have sat for the case, so that is why they are overturning the judgment. But the case is still there. The case will be revisited. The case will be brought back. That one has entered voicemail. Have we heard anything about that? So I understand PDP's frustration. It's truly unbelievable. Pegging a firm at 100 million naira. Where do they get this money from? Where is the money coming from? And they've run the country down. There is hardship. There is poverty everywhere. But corruption, the other day, Kuka mentioned that the only thing that is thriving and is alive in the country is only corruption. And he's very correct. That was why they wanted to die. They couldn't stand that bombshell from Kuka. Bishop Kuka said it, that the healthcare institution, the education institution, all of the institutions, they are all dead. Infrastructure, dead. The only thing that is alive and thriving seriously, that is really booming, blossoming, is corruption. And it's true. 100 million naira form, and before you know, they will start purchasing the form. We already know the names of the aspirants are already there. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, Bola Tinubu, Rocha Sokorocha, former Imo State governor, all of them that have shown their interest. PDP is telling EFCC that anyone that purchases that form, that person should be investigated. But like I said, who is investigating who? Who is investigating who? EFCC, that is controlled by the All Progressive Congress, by the ruling party. How did Bawa get appointed? Ibrahim Magu was removed. We saw the conspiracy that led to his ouster. He was crying that what is happening to me is dog eat dog. It's a case of dog eat dog. Nobody could understand this cry. Of course, he could not even spill it out. At least he would have spilled the beans. If you are saying it's dog eat dog, mention names. Say what you know and liberate yourself. But he didn't want to go into that details. Probably he knows what will happen to him. That was how he was removed. And their own person, Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, he brought Bawa. And we know that the Minister of Justice, whatever he tells Bawa, that is what he does. So this EFCC that want to go after them, it's so unfortunate, very sad. There's sort of politics, very dirty politics in Nigeria. Well, we'll see how all of this plays out, but PDP has sounded the warning. They've given the word that EFCC should go after them. Will they go after them? We'll watch and see how it plays out. Well, guys, leave us your own take. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe. Till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.